Hello, everybody, and
God.
welcome, welcome to D&D. My name's Jacob, or JC, and I'm joined here by five wonderful people. We have Helminia, James, Suzanne, Alpha, and Jazz joining us as their wonderful characters. Uh, I am not playing music right now because I had secret stuff pulled up, and I forgot to pull up the normal stuff. That's my fault. And now there's coffee playing in the background because that's how it goes. But that's okay. What matters is that this is episode 109 of Papihos 5th edition. Um, and I think the kind of important things to do is to start off with a little bit of a notice. Unfortunately, um, I am going to be. I've been bussed off by my job again to halfway across the country, and although I could bring a laptop there, I don't think that would support. I do not think that would support my stream setup, and so next week, unfortunately, we might just have to hold off. But let's make this week a good one to make up for it.
No.
Yes. Where we last left off, you all were taking a break from demigods. You guys had managed to slow the roll of Kauta the Vexed, managing to blow him up in a spectacular Akira-esque explosion. However, you all did not make it out of the fight unscathed. Specifically, there was the death of Mordak. However, Rem brought him back, but it brought light to the issue of your ever-dwindling supply of diamonds. You all knew that there were diamonds at Greywall Castle somewhere within the treasury, and you took it upon yourselves to find it. Well, most of Greywall was quiet and unassuming. Unfortunately, other things put themselves within the castle. Fighting through an undead giant, as well as a massive undead hydra that Lacka may or may not have stashed within the treasury. You all fought hard without a rest after your battle with the Vex to uncover the actual treasures of the armory. And well, you were all splitting open gold, silver, and finding these powerful gems. You were ambushed, or more specifically, Silex, your stone golem. Silas. I'm dumb. Your stone golem was ambushed by seemingly Lackham. However, when Zex and Nime jumped back upstairs in a panicked fury, she was cut down with quite a good degree of ease, and then, to the party's discovery, melted into a pile of slush. The ambush was from a fake Lackham. However, with your cover blown, you guys decided that it was no longer worth it to go there and fritted yourselves back to the doctor's demiplane. Well, there, you discussed and looked over the maps and scrying orbs and decided that you guys might have to step it up over to Sabline, where rings of death were popping up across the map. Upon looking deeply into it, Zex and Rem came to the thought that there might be a performance or a ritual happening there, rather than just blanket death that the rest of the Seven Ascended were applying. Pokhot was putting on a show. And some of you think it's time for the show to stop. Exhausted, you all found sleep. Some of you, before finding sleep, asked for your gods, and all of you got separate answers. Some you liked more than others. However, Sleep does find each and every one of you. And with that, eventually, as I drop dice again, one must wake up.
You should get a dice tray.
I do have a dice tray. I just fidget with dice, and I'm chronic. I'm bad. It's not good.
I was like, you need Ritalin.
No. And with that, one by one, all of you stir awake. Nime, you wake up, your head in the lap of Esumi. He himself has fallen asleep, his head leaned back, his mouth kind of slightly agape, his chest rising and falling slowly, not moving from where you fell asleep on him the night before. Suna, you wake up once again after Mistra just kind of makes you go into the coma. As annoying as it is,
I hate it when she does that.
you once again wake up to a blanket that has been thrown over you in the scrying orb room. Gil, Zex, and Rem all come to consciousness within the entryway, stretching, yawning, and stretching out the soreness in overworked muscles. You're all awake, your hit points are fully back, and your spells are there with them. What's the plan? What's next?
Go and get alcohol. I'm gonna go find the doctor.
Okay.
I have learned something.
You step into the map room, and you can see him sitting cross-legged on the floor against the wall, just not moving.
Have I seen elf trances before? Can I assume that's what this is?
I mean, I've just realized, have you ever even, like, teamed up with?
Yes, way a long time ago. All the way back in the beginning.
We never slept. It never happened.
I don't think you guys hung out with them. You went away very quickly and was always doing other shit.
We have never interfaced with
I can let you
during
make
night hours.
a nature check.
Okie dokie. 14.
14. It could be an elven trance. It could also be meditation. But elven trance is not a bad thought. Even as you think of it, you can see the raven mask kind of turn over to you. Is it morning already?
Seems like it.
Then you must be off.
Well, first I need alcohol. Do you have any here?
I didn't take you for a morning drinker.
Well, I need it so that my amulet can work. I ran out.
I see. Stands up, standing straight up, and kind of steps past you. Let me find something to quench your thirst. And see, as everyone else sees him step out into the entryway, move, go and step into that room, Rem, that you were in, whenever you've been doing your communes. And he steps further, further past through that room into another room that you guys have not been in, and kind of disappears behind that door. It's going to take a couple minutes. Are the rest of you doing anything?
I'm going to wake up, but as softly as I possibly can.
Okay.
Do I need to make any rolls for
I
it?
would love for you to make your choice of a stealth or
What?
sleight of hand check.
Okay. Bap, bap, bap. What is sleight? Oh, I see it. Okay. Yeah, never mind. Or stealth?
Yep.
Man, they're the same thing. It doesn't matter what I roll. Okay. We'll do stealth.
Okay.
That is a 19.
19 as you quietly ease yourself off of his thigh and kind of move back, your sword just kind of scraping off the floor quietly, but he doesn't wake up.
Perfect.
I guess I'll get up and go to the room.
You guys see Suna appear in the doorway with a blanket.
Fuck, I brought the blanket.
Sure, why not?
I guess I'll get up too. Whatever.
So if Zex comes back into the entryway from the map room, you're all in the entry room.
And you know what? I'm gonna do something I haven't done in a long time. I'm gonna sharpen my sword.
Okay.
Do I need to? No, I don't. But am I going to? Yes. Because it's a character trait.
I'd like his whetstone to break.
No, you don't have that power, actually.
He's been using it a lot, and
Nope.
it's bad. You should
Nope.
break it.
No.
Can I like ball up the blanket and throw it at Gil?
Sure. Gil, you're just beginning to sharpen the sword, and a blanket just softly slaps against your chest and falls onto the sword.
Is it like a little damp now because of my stone?
Because it's a whetstone.
Because of the whetstone? Is
Well,
it like
if wasn't-
mildly
if it-
damp now?
The thing is, the hard part about the whetstone is because the sword is a flaming sword. It dries off pretty quickly. You know?
Okay, that's
I
fair.
Go back to my earlier statement. Break it.
I'm gonna... You know what? I'm gonna throw the blanket back at Suna, but probably harder because I'm a lot stronger than she is.
Yeah, it's a difference of like a soft but meaningful like poof onto Gil, and then a thwap. It just hits Suna. Neither of you do it hard enough to hurt. But it just the wool blanket just hits the ground.
I'll pick up the blanket.
And I guess I'll take the hint and I'll stop sharpening my sword.
Oh no, you can keep going.
Okay, I'll keep going.
I've learned something important last night.
What have you learned?
The answer to that question that you asked me, if it was possible in some capacity to contact the previous party members.
And?
The answer was yes. But in order to do that, it would take our entire day. I wouldn't be fit to go back out to fight if I did it today. And there are also some other things that I wanted to do today.
What were the other things?
We need some things from Chasm again, as I've had time to think about what could be done about his influence. As well as that, I might as well take the day to fix Eseme's leg.
How does the map look of Sabline? Has it gotten any worse?
I don't think we can spend today.
That's the issue.
It still has those.
I think we need to
deep
go
red
today,
rings in it,
and we'll
but they
have to
haven't
deal with
gone.
the other stuff tomorrow.
It's... I don't know. If you just influence, I want to do today. If it was possible in some capacity to contact the previous party members.
What have you learned?
It's... At a certain point, I begin to think, does it really matter what day we take in what order and who's left? They're going to kill the same amount of people, no matter what we do. If anything, Pokhot might kill less than the others if we leave him alone for a moment.
What's
your
your
discretion?
Yeah, but we don't want whatever his ritual is to go off.
It's not entirely a ritual, is the thing. It's a performance.
It's like a plea for attention is more accurate.
He's not actively doing anything outside of killing people for the actual ritual happening above the castle. He's not doing anything independent of his own, at least as far as I'm aware. He's effectively just making the steps of a dance to taunt us. And it also ties into, how do we deal with him? I don't have the ability to deal with what I believe to be a charm effect of that scale effectively without getting some other things.
And what do we need?
I've been thinking of using a spell that would cause damage to him if he sits within it, and the space would be so big that he wouldn't be able to connect with most of the town. And that would require Ruby from the vault in the castle.
I don't think we should go back to the vault.
Well, the thing is, do you have a better plan? How do you intend to deal with this?
I do have a better plan.
That being?
Residuum. You don't need a ruby if you have that.
Do you have 1,000 worth of it?
Oh, damn. No. Not quite.
We don't have a genuine plan to deal with this, and that is the complication here.
Who's to say we need to deal with the Charmed? Are they really going to pose that much of a threat?
Well, we
Yes.
don't want to kill them.
Not about the charm inflicted upon the people, but the charm that will be inflicted upon you.
Imagine the damage you could do to us if you were charmed.
If you fell,
That's what we're trying to
if
avoid.
you fell under that. And you will. The man has charmed an entire city to dance themselves to death. You will fall for the charm.
I have a thought. Most charm effects require you to be able to hear the target, yeah? And understand them?
I'm not the aficionado on charm effects, but the one time I've done it, that happened to be the case.
Would it hurt to get a set of earplugs for everyone?
I mean, shit, we could just cut up
Like-
this blanket, right?
Well, I already have these wax earplugs that I made a long time ago. So if I'm assuming there are candles around here, right?
Yes, there are candles around.
We could just use some wax. There you go.
We wouldn't be able to speak with each other after that point. We would have
How-
to make sure that we could totally not hear him whatsoever, or it would work.
How often do we speak to each other in the middle of a battle anyway?
More than you would think that we do.
More than you would think, less than necessary.
Mm-hmm. Do the rings function off of an actual hearing, or is it more of a...
You
How do the
haven't
rings
tested
work
it.
exactly? Can we test that?
Hey, we have to make a choice now while I'm still able to switch out my spells to decide what to do for the day.
Let's...
Also loops back into the charm
Um,
condition upon the people around him. They will gang upon us. They are effectively no better than undead at this point in time, except these ones we don't want to kill.
Zax, plug your ears.
I'll put my earplugs in.
Okay.
I'll just say some shit.
Okay.
In the range of thing, hey, can you hear this?
You can hear it.
I can?
Yeah.
I'm gonna yell, I can hear you.
I'll just give it a thumbs up.
I'll pull out the earplugs. So, we can still communicate then.
It would appear so.
So the only issue is dealing with the normal people who are charmed then?
Yes.
Is there...
Magic of that scale is beyond me. We would have to figure out how to bypass that in its capacity.
You know, maybe it would be worth talking to one of the old party members. Because these guys were defeated once before, yeah? I
The
can't
decision-
imagine Pokhot didn't do something similar then.
The decision has to be made. Now, if you speak with the old party member, the entire day is consumed in this action.
What level spell is Planar Ally?
That would be 6th level magic.
Do you need any additional materials to cast it?
No,
No? Okay.
but you have to keep in mind that in order to give Planar Ally, I have to take something else. I don't want to fight them while I'm not in top form.
So, if you do that,
The day would be consumed. I would
Is
fix
there-
Destiny's leg, and you would be free to do what you would like.
Would you
But-
be able to get in contact with Lixen today as well?
Yes.
do we still need things from the castle?
If we're going with the Forbidden spell plan, yes.
So why
Could
don't... Yeah.
could Zex go alone?
Yes.
Yes.
It's the nature of getting back here.
I
would
have
have
a
to be
plan
the-
for that.
Bring him back, but
I do have a plan
Could-
for that. I'm going to dump the spells that are in the Ring of Spell Storing right now. Actually, I'll use the Death Ward on myself if I'm going into... Are we deciding to do this? Is this the goal for today?
So, Rem is going to fix Esme's leg and do Planar Ally.
Mm-hmm.
Zex is going to go to the castle and get supplies. I think the rest of us should work on a battle plan for actually fighting Pokhot.
seems to be the best assessment of what we'll be doing today. Allow me a moment to myself. I'm going to switch out my spells. We're within about an hour of waking up and I haven't casted anything.
Mm-hmm. In this time, Zex, the doctor, does come back, and he has, he doesn't have beer or liquor. He has this kind of deep, bluish bottle of wine that he hands off to you. Do you need something
much-
stronger, or?
No, it just has to be beer, ale, mead, or wine of any caliber.
Then this will do fine.
Awesome. How much do I owe you?
Take it as a compliment.
Appreciate it. How big is the bottle of wine? So I can mark
It's
it down.
about a normal bottle of wine size. It's not small.
How many pints are in a normal bottle of wine,
Oh God.
roughly? Because that's what it says. That's the exact wording. When you drink a pint of.
Let's find out. Oh God, it's only 1.3 pints.
Oh.
Okay.
Is this a 750 milliliter bottle of wine, though? Like how big is the bottle? Is there a label on here?
They go 750 a liter and then a gallon. There's no intermediary between
Yeah.
like the liter.
Let's say
and the
let's say
gallon.
you
There's
have
nothing in between
let's say
that.
you have 4 uses. I'm gonna give you 4 uses.
Or okay, fair enough. If I'm gonna be in Greywall, I'll just find some,
Just
I
steal more
suppose,
wine.
while I'm there.
Just go on a side
This
tour.
is just in case I run into someone. I hope you have a cool taste for this, because I will be asking.
Okay. Are you going to judge my particular tastes?
Nope, I just needed something to regain health off
Of
of.
course you do. All right. So, what do you guys do?
I'm gonna use the death ward on myself,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm gonna cast command on Gil, saying lay prone. I don't know what the DC is. I'm pretty sure it's Helminius.
You,
Oh.
you were gonna have a bad time.
I knew we were dumping spells, but I didn't know that this was part of the plan.
I mean, wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Building upon that.
Oh no.
Let me
no,
make sure it's your DC and not
charmed.
mine.
Oh, no, it's
No,
mine.
it's Rems. With the ring, it's Rems.
And that's a
Good,
wisdom
good.
saving throw.
Oh no.
Homie ain't gonna make it.
You
Nah,
Remember, we
you're
failed
right.
those.
Okay, hold on. Let me make sure. You said it's a wisdom throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, could be worse. Could be intelligence.
2.
Ah, close. 9.
Oh yeah. No.
Damn.
Kiss the floor.
No, I'd love to.
Just kneels down and then lies on the floor.
Cool. All right, that's all the spells out of there.
6 seconds pass and Gil, you get back up.
It's been a long time since you've had that happen to you.
It has been a long time, actually.
It has been about 70-ish episodes since that last happened.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It's been over a full year of in-game time and real life time.
Yes, it has.
Damn, I wished that it didn't happen again, and yet here
Pretty
we are.
much a year and a half in both worlds.
Do you want to
Wild.
see us do it again?
Honestly,
I
we
only
do
had
it
the
again.
one use.
Damn, it's too bad.
How many? Rem?
I don't have it queued up. I was doing other things at the time.
Well, with the ring now empty, what do you do now?
I'm assuming we ruled that you had to be attuned to put spells in it, yeah?
You do have to be attuned to put spells in it.
I'll unattune to it so I can give it to Ren. Because I'm going to have him put sending in there so I can call when I'm done.
Hmm.
So am I tuning to this right now?
Yes, because I don't have sending.
Okay. I'll drop my attunement to.
Or I can borrow Suna's sending stone if she's willing to part with it for a
Nah,
day.
it's fine.
I don't know if we know about that, though.
No, I don't think you...
I
Well,
have openly used.
you have
We
openly
are aware
used
of the
stone.
concept.
The stone.
I'll attune to that. I'll drop
In
the spare.
fact, I'm pretty sure. Didn't we use it last week
We
or
did,
2
but
weeks
we
ago
didn't
to call
know
back?
we don't know the nature of it. We just
Mhm.
know that you can use it.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't know the circumstances.
Yeah.
All right. You can take an hour. Rem drops a sending into it. Take another hour for Zex to reattune.
I'm dropping sending and have a crisp, calm emotions.
Okay.
Who knows? It might come in handy.
Okay.
What level calm emotions? I'm assuming
Second.
base.
Yeah,
Sending
second.
is second as well, right?
Sending is third.
Third? Okay.
There's the 5.
And the second level calm emotions. Alright, got it written down. And you'll contact Lixon while I'm gone?
Once I'm done doing what I'm doing, you can wait here while we do this. Because
Oh
assumed
yeah,
that we
I'm
were
gonna want to be
attune,
here for this.
And then I did it while we were attuning is what
That
I
worked.
assumed this was going to happen.
That works really well because that's 2 hours where we can work on it.
Okay.
Like, we can get this all done in 1 hour.
Yep.
2, but
Because you
You
have
know-
to attune and then I have to attune.
Well, I'm attuning... Yeah, 2, I guess, but... Yeah.
I should mark down that I have a death ward.
So the 5 of you clear open a space in the in the entryway for the demiplane. Would you like to add on about how this is going, Rem?
Is everyone watching?
I'll watch, I guess.
No one's saying
I mean, we're all
no.
here.
Yep.
Yeah, we're all watching.
I will pull out the voice just in case.
The casting time takes 10 minutes, and during this time, I'm speaking a language that I'm pretty sure none of you understand.
What language?
Celestial?
Damn, I don't got that one.
Damn.
And over the course
me
of
up
10
for that
minutes,
too.
I'm just kind of pacing in a small circle. And then towards the end, you hear in common, "Oh, Lady of Grief, hear me as I cast my request. Send us a member of the previous party that faced the Ascended in their lifetime." And by virtue of invoking the name of the Lady of Grief, it would be someone within her domain or someone that she could send to me.
Yeah.
Celestial, elemental, or fiend, whatever concept they may take.
Hmm.
Who are we getting?
I've been so torn on who to send you. Is the big
I have
thing.
a guess. I'm gonna
Do you want me to roll for it?
Well, okay, so let me be clear. I think that there are 2 that are specific that can be here. I will. Yeah, you know, if you want to roll, I am a.
What do you want me to roll?
You can roll a D100 because that's fun.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see who gets
Who decides to
71?
21.
71.
71 fully changes what's coming.
Uh-huh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna die.
Who we getting?
There's this general pause as Rem just calls out. You can hear just the crackling of flames. And then a small bit of light catches everyone's eyes. It's interesting because it starts in the fireplace, so you're not sure if the fire just flared up for a second. But then this unmistakable white light starts at the base of the fire and grows larger. This white bead grows into the size of a fist, and then a basketball, until eventually you all see it take the form of this dragon-esque shape, humanoid. It's a dragonborn. This bright white form is crouched, kneeling on one leg in the fire, before the head kind of cocks up, bathed in white light, and steps forward and out, standing up to an impressive 6.5 feet. Gil, yes, you're still taller.
That's all I care about. Thank you.
The white light flares up kind of once again, and you can see that although you're kind of looking into and you can see the scales, the defining features of this dragonborn, very sharp features. The snout comes down to a point, and you can see this this crook where glasses have been actually bent over the snout, and as he stands up, they come off of his snout and hang down by this chained collar around his neck. It looks like he's wearing this like gilded armor. Any symbols that would be on it are massively obscured by the blinding white light. As he steps up and out and looks, his head eventually trains downward onto Rem. You have called for guidance.
We seek the knowledge of your life before, and we are willing to pay the price for it. Name your price.
The price of being responsible for a nation, nigh planes rise and fall, is a massive weight to bear on one's shoulders. The 5 of you are taking that weight. We ask of you, and I require, no quarter be dealt to the repeat offenders. Our mistake shall not be yours. Five of the Ascended are left, yes?
Yes.
You can see his eyes kind of shut for a second, even though there's still this blistering white glow. And this time the proper procedures have been taken. Their souls have been quartered and dashed. They shall not reform. The Mistress of Magic is on your side.
As far as I'm aware, yes, but that would not be a question directed towards me. You would have to ask our other party member, and I will gesture towards Soon.
There's no questions to be asked of her. You can already see plain as day she is bound to the Mistress. One way or another, you are her cause. 3 of the 5 of you carry God's favors, each in their own capacity. The other 2 fight solely for themselves and the people beside them. No divine pushing needed. However, you did not bring me here to grade your work. You're looking for insight. One of them have blocked the way more than you think you can handle. Or perhaps all.
It is a monumental task in its own right. and we have dealt with many blockades along the way. And we seek guidance for those and also for something that we have not seen before.
Hmm.
Dealing with the Ascended in the modern day has been a daunting task, not only for their power, but for attempting to piece together the history and what has happened before and who they are.
Hmm.
We have no context for that, as we have met one previous party member, which I am not sure that you would know them, as we also never got their name. We've been effectively researching a dead faith in something, and inevitably having it thrust upon us in a way that we didn't know.
The Seven Ascended. Children of the Mistress of Magic, her champions who broke through the line, cut in front of others in the placement of those who wish to become gods themselves. Their methods became too cruel for the gods to bear. Many people think it impossible to kill gods. Some others would think that killing demigods is just as difficult. However, there's still the tried and true method which the mistresses and scholars of the gods attempted. Annihilation of the memories and records of them. A god draws their powers on those who believe in them, and the feats that those who believe in them have done. If no one survives that remembers them, there is no god. However, this task has failed, and we must fall back on more crude and barbaric methods. He looks at Suna, specifically at her left hand, where the white spike spear comes out of. Annihilation of the undying soul. That's the path the mistress has set you on now. The slaughter of people across Papihos. You assume that it is the key to their ascension, yes?
I can think nothing else but.
I will warn you, it is but a key that turns the door. Forgotten better than any of the seven. Those who work as a caretaker of the garden has full mastery of the plants that grow there. Lying dormant, festering. A weapon to pierce the heavens? Or a person? We never got the chance to find out. We thought we stopped them before then. But we know they're trying to break through. It's the same thing they did before. Our fear is Papihos has grown substantially since the last time they attempted. Therefore, much less destruction could be necessary to turn the key. Or the 5 of you seem much more equipped than we could ever be. From what I've been told, you all performed well. The look in your eyes says Pokhot is the one next for you. Yes?
Yes.
And what makes you worry of the performer?
The song and influence of him has managed to, we believe, charm an entire city. We worry about what that effect may have upon us as individuals, as well as what we may have to do to get to him through these charmed individuals. As we've guesstimated what the use of human lives is being used for, and we don't wish to speed that up, so to speak.
You're correct that the death is what is forming this key. That you are not wrong on. However, it is worth noting, Pokhot at his core is a performer. He performed for his mother, his friends, his allies, and now for his enemies. You do believe he's putting on a show. What's the point of a show without an audience? But if you are worried of what he might do, I can provide some assistance. Mind you, it is... Pokhot is, for all intents and purposes, a demigod, and I am simply me. But if you wish, I can grant you some protection.
As much help as can be provided would be nice. But as we started, knowledge was the initial request.
And so
This would be
knowledge
your
shall
choice.
be what is provided. Speak candidly. What knowledge do you need?
You speak of a caretaker, and that is someone that has been referenced in all study that we have done, but we know nothing of them. You speak of a key, and beyond that, a garden and those that tend to it. What do you know exactly of the caretaker of sin, as it has been called?
The entire reason I say the Ascended wish to cut in line is because when a god was originally formed, they must find what they had domain over. One god must be careful to not step on another's toes lest they rip the heavens apart. But what if that was the whole point? I do not truly know whether it was one of the 7 or their caretaker who implanted this idea, but I do know the caretaker was allegedly someone who promised them full godhood. When Mistra was presumed to be killed, there were those that assumed that she was the caretaker. She had fully fallen to her siblings, children she cared more about than her kin. But I can see clear as day she's working for the mistress.
We have interacted in some capacity with all the Ascended, and two of them, as far as our capabilities, stand above all others. The Collective and the Unfulfilled, as they have called themselves.
Indeed.
Namely,
In prowess in battle, the fulfilled Gordost does hold no counterpart. It is the fact solely that he wants to kill you himself that will be his downfall, as was with us. The unfortunate thing is, well, unless if there is no other option, I wouldn't advise taking the strategy we did. One life in exchange for another. My friend lost his life in order to defeat the Fulfilled. Catching him up in a massive blast of anti-energy. Pulling someone who is so dependent on Arcana through a portal that feeds on arcane magic is deadly, to say the least. But my friend did not survive the encounter himself. The advantage that you all have that we did not is you're absorbing fragments of power. I can already see it in two of you. You're using pieces of the Ascended to destroy the others. I'm supposed to be a wealth of knowledge for you to drink from. However, I must be honest and candid. We were scared and frightened heroes. The only reason that we're, well, that the world turned on after we defeated the Ascended is because we were willing to try.
how many Ascended were you able to defeat before your time came?
I was the last one. The other three fell before me. I assume my body is buried deep beneath what you now call Greywall. The Ascended fell one by one to each of us. Unbeknownst to us, though, when we defeated them, as we did not destroy their immortal souls when we did so, they were simply biding their time. The souls. Remember that they're the key. And at this moment, Greywall, as you call it, Greywall's the lock.
It may be beyond your scope, but how much longer do you think before the key is fully formed?
It's hard to say. Destroying the Vexed and the Devourer took two of the quickest of violence of the seven. The fact is, we never saw the key actually turn. We just figured out what the lock was. As long as the clouds hang heavy over Greywall, there is still time. However, when the hells that the Ascended have made above the city descend, I fear you'll be able to find out more than my friends and I ever did.
He tells me that we've only called it the blood cloud, for lack of a better term, the manifestation, the key. She
Indeed.
tells me that the key can be stopped in a separate aspect than killing the Ascendant, but we have no context of how. Would that be anything you would know about? Dispelling the key?
I should have thought of that when I was in your position. Tell you the truth, we just cut down the demigods. It's sobering to know that no matter what hero you look up to or know about, eventually you find out that they don't really know what they were doing.
No one chooses to be a hero.
And yet here you are. Not chosen by oneself, but chosen nonetheless. All 5 of you.
You say you can aid us as we face Pokhot. We intend to do that in about 24 hours' time. What aid can you provide? We fought with a previous member, I believe an elven woman, that wielded the swords you see here with my friend.
I can provide spiritual as well as mental aid, resistance to charms, as well as extra strength to draw on in your reserves.
And you'd be able to use that when the time comes.
If you wish. I've got 2 gods that feel very strongly about this situation. And with that, Gil, you do feel him glance towards you. So, my help, as paltry as it might be, We'll be ready.
Is the price for your aid outside of the price of knowledge?
I'm not able to conjure exactly what I need. It would be 1,000 gold.
That can be done.
And the aid can be had.
I have 2 more questions,
Hmm.
unless my party members have anything to add to this, and I will provide you with the gold after that. My first one is, of the relics that we have acquired, which one did you assign to yourself?
I think you've done a good job of taking care of it. He's just looking at you, Rem.
And my second, we'd like to put a name to at least one of the previous heroes.
Mm.
Might as well be yours.
No one ever called me my actual name. Nicknames and all of that. Donovan was the name my mother gave me. Everyone else just called me D. Not a name befitting a hero, but it is mine.
Very well. I have gained the knowledge that I sought. If any of you have any questions, now's the time to ask.
What is the lock exactly?
I was not being hyperbolic. The city. Lackham gloated to us before her seeming death that the key was already going to turn and wipe away the town, the true treasure that landed beneath it. And then I blew her head apart.
Do you know how the lost city of prosperity became lost?
The gods wiped it out. And so it came, or the gods willed it to be so. In the apocalypse, the city, one of the great arcane advancements of our time, a moving city. A city that, like a great mage, could blink to and from, came to rest in that desert, and sunk and became part of it. With a dragon to guard it, the only remnants of the Seven, allowed to live.
Should nothing else need to be asked, I will provide them with the 1,000 gold pieces, of which I coincidentally do have on my body.
As he takes the bag of gold and feels it. And finally, a thank you from myself personally to the 5 of you. Letting my friend go from her prison. I did not get to talk to her when she crossed over, but I do know that she's free now. And he presses and compresses the bag of gold and pulls it apart into this long golden platter. And then hands the platter back to you, Rem. An hour before you plan on departing, place this on the floor. It should become very self-explanatory on what will need to be done after that.
Very well.
And with that, he kind of nods, and the fireplace behind him flares up and actually combines into him to make this large one flare up as all of you guys instinctively squint. Some of you cover your eyes to shield from the blast of heat and fire. And he's gone. Rem, you're just holding a golden platter.
I'll put it away for now. Got Donovan's golden platter.
Okay.
Alrighty.
You
So, I guess I'm off to Greywall then. I'm gonna go find the doctor and have him send me on the way.
Greywall. Oh well. Anywhere just on the edge of Greywall then.
As close as you can get me to the castle.
Do still want to have you on the outside, so how do you feel about scaling a wall?
I'd maybe try to do that.
As he traces his hands, the golden light of the doorway shows up. And northern Greywall it is. And he gestures for you to step through.
I step on through.
As you kind of step, immediately it shifts from the dim, moody lighting of the demiplane into kind of the deep red of Greywall. And you realize that at this point, and where the sun is in the sky, the cloud of souls is reflecting the sunlight into this deep red crimson over Greywall.
That's unpleasant.
In front of you is the northern wall. Scaling it leads into the castle.
I guess I'm gonna attempt to scale the wall then.
Okay. You can make an athletics check.
Okay, well, this is probably going to go poorly. Oh, actually, it went fine. 19.
19. All right. You begin climbing, finding small purchases in the wall, and you begin scaling this gray wall. It's going to take you a second, though. I'm going to check in, make sure Gil, Suna, Nime, you guys don't want to be doing anything specific while Zex is performing his heist?
I gotta fix that man's leg.
Do the heist first. Come back to the three of us.
Yeah, we got a game plan.
The three of us need to actually talk.
Okay.
We got a plan. We got to conspire.
Okay.
How ominous.
It's not ominous.
So-
You're ominous. Sounds
How
like something an
many
ominous
days
person would say.
has it been since Esumi hasn't been able to walk on his leg?
Like 4.
3 or 4,
5?
yeah. Or no, yeah, because it was the recovery. So it's been 5 days now.
Can
I'm
I
fixing that
tinker
right now.
a brace?
I'm fixing it today. Right now.
Yeah,
as we speak.
but like the rest of his body isn't going to, all of a sudden be able to walk on a leg that hasn't been there for 5 days.
Oh yeah, well he'll be fine.
I want to be nice.
Okay. Yeah, you can start working on a brace.
Cool.
You don't have to roll for that.
Only been 5 days. He'll be.
Yeah.
You ain't lost the muscle memory just yet.
Yeah.
All right. Zex. After a bit of time, as you probably take a second when you find larger purchases to catch your breath, about 10 minutes, and your feet step onto the grass of the Greywall courtyard. Where are you heading?
To the treasury to start.
Okay. You step through here with no real issues. I assume you're trying to be a little bit quiet.
Yeah, I'll be stealthy. I realized I forgot my golem now.
You're gonna bring.
Yes, of course I was.
Oh dear. I don't know how he's gonna scale the wall, but
It would have been fine.
been just fine. Your nose eventually picks up the smell of rotting flesh and the rotting undead giant that you all slain has not moved from its spot.
Cool. That stealth was 31.
31. Sounds good.
I guess I'll just go get some rubies out of the boxes.
Okay. You step down into the treasury and begin rooting through boxes. The stones and precious metals are kept at the back now. So you begin moving through those, and you can see different precious gems, and you're looking specifically for rubies.
Yep.
Alrighty.
I believe if I can gauge roughly 1,000 gold pieces, I don't really want to take more than that.
I will tell you that when you do find a box of rubies, there are 6 rubies in that box. I'm not sure if you've ever appraised stuff, so you could make an intelligence check.
Just straight intelligence.
Yeah, I think so. Why not?
16.
16. Looking at these and knowing that rubies aren't as expensive as diamonds, they have to be a little bit meatier. However, these ones are a bit larger than the diamonds that Rem was taking. You think, honestly, for these ones, you only need 2?
I'll grab 3 just to be absolutely safe.
Okay,
And put the rest back.
sounds good. The box slides back onto the shelf. What now?
I don't think there's any point to stealthing at this point. But I'll give it a go anyway.
Okay.
I'll toss it on an invisibility for double advantage.
Okay.
And I'm going upstairs.
Sounds good.
That stealth is not as good. It's like a 25, I think.
All right. As you kind of move up the stairs, you can see as it splits off left and right and twists back around the staircase as you go up. You choose one or the other, and then creep your way up the stairs. As what happened with the downstairs, the upstairs is paralleling it. The right and the left both lead into the same main room. And it looks somewhat like a looted museum. You can see glass cases that have been broken open, and whatever was in them has been pulled out. You can see bits of metal and wood splintering on the floor. You can see it looks like this wooden mannequin setup that has been completely ripped open and pulled apart. Whatever of value or of sustenance was on it has been taken and is no longer there.
There's nothing left.
Nothing that you can immediately see of value, no.
That's a shame. We should have just gone up here right after we took care of the simulacrum. Okie dokie. Well, now, how deep does the castle go?
It goes. Are you talking about like underground, or
Yes.
like to the back of the castle?
Like underground.
You're not sure. No one told you. No one told any of the group.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep going down until there isn't any more down to go, I guess.
So in here, the treasury that you got the rubies from is the farthest down. Are you gonna go look for a new one?
Yes.
Okay, you can make an investigation check.
Can I have advantage because I've been in the castle so much?
No, just a normal investigation.
Okay, I'm also gonna go ahead and toss on a true seeing because hidden doorways are a thing.
That's very true.
So that's been used. That is a 19.
19. You begin to kind of push and scour throughout the castle, which is a massive place. How long does true seeing even last?
I believe it lasts me a full hour. I'll double check real quick.
Okay. That is not enough to scour the entire castle, just to let you know. Like, not even close.
How much can I get in an hour?
You'd probably be able to get like a quarter. Because you're specifically going through like the base level looking for ground floor stuff that goes deeper. You're not going up into the towers or going out onto like balconies and stuff.
Can I roll a percentile dice to see if to determine which quarter I look through?
Sure. I was just thinking the back right one because that's where the treasury was, but if you'd like to choose a different one.
I'd rather roll for it.
Okay.
So I'll just roll for percentage and you can tell me which quarter I end up in, I guess.
Sounds good.
35.
35, that is the bottom left, technically the exact opposite. You begin moving through. You basically go through and you can see in here there are grand different like ballrooms, dining halls, these faux armories where like gilded armor is presented, large tapestries, and most of it has been set to ruin. The Castle of Greywall has been battered, and it is worth noting that believe one of Gordos's meteors had slammed into the beginning of the castle. So anytime that you approach near the entrance, it has been splayed open. With your true sight, you don't detect much of anything magical. You conclude the hour of searching with no results.
Alright, I'll just normal search and I'll stick my hands up against all the walls as well,
Okay.
I suppose. 97 is the next quarter.
Okay. Back left. What's your investigation?
It is 20 this time.
20. In this, you find more living quarters. Not for the king, queen, or the princess, for the people who live there, servants, other people. There are guest rooms that you'd assume the ambassadors and arbiters might make use of. And you kind of move through all of this, and there are a couple places where you could go down. These are places like in one of the kitchens, you can find a cellar. There are actually, you said you passed 20, so in some of the further back and nicer guest rooms, there are actually small areas for people to go and hide that have been dug out and made, but there is nothing that goes that deep.
Okay, next quarter, I guess.
Okay.
That's a 23 for investigation and an 83 for the searching.
So you can just pick whether you want to go to the front right or back right.
Let's do front right first.
Front right? Okay. The front right is a lot of the places that you were in initially. The, like, specifically meeting rooms, the different sections, the war rooms located here where you all planned the assault with Yenta. It is worth noting. What's your perception?
Passive?
Sure. We can have you roll as well if you want.
I have a 22 passive.
Okay.
I never roll real quick, though. See if I can get any better than that. Oh, we got a natural 20. So, yes, I suppose we can.
You are looking through this, and you're in the war room. And you can hear the sound of feet shuffling against the stone. They sound padded, and it sounds singular. You can tell the person, whoever it is about 50, 60 feet away from you, out in the hall.
I'll draw the swords. I'll just step out in the hallway. That's fine.
Okay.
See who's out there.
Okay.
Sure, why not? It's fine.
You step out. Oh boy. There is a single person that is walking along the hall. Their feet, bare but padded with fur and general padding, slightly muffles their feet. They wear a kind of close-fitting robe that mostly obstructs the majority of their furred body. Zex, your voice does catch. No move is immediately made the second you step out of this door. And it might be because your mind just doesn't process what's happening immediately. But for whatever reason, neither of you move. Itabaxi.
No.
Old, but sure-footed, has been walking through the halls. You look at the unmoving as their eyes look into yours.
So you're gonna kill me?
Is that your wish?
No.
I have met my quota that has been set aside for me. I was planning on waiting.
You're just waiting in the castle?
Well, yes. Are you planning on waiting?
Well, actually, we were planning on going and killing some more of your buddies.
I did not know that you were going over to the academy. Would ask that you don't.
The academy?
Ah. You and I have not met before, whether truly I am a professor. I run a school. I would ask that you do not hurt any of my, as you call them, buddies. The staff and students at the academy are quite important.
I was more referring to more, the whole Ascended gang there.
Oh, well, they are more than capable of taking care of themselves. I hold no responsibility over them.
You were just a professor?
He kind of yawns and kind of stretches, almost as if like he had woken up. I'm sorry, I missed what you had just asked.
You were just a professor somewhere?
I teach. It is good to pass on knowledge.
So why do this then?
Because I have knowledge to pass on. And this is the best way to do it. Some people are deserving of knowledge and others have earned less. No one is undeserving of knowledge, forgive my slip, but others prefer to fritter it away in search of pleasures or others. People move too fast, and so it is just simple to make their lives as short as they pretend that they are. It is of no fault of their own, it is the human nature. Fortunately, those that can see through it and the flaws that it provides are more than happy to teach. Strike it as you as an example. You are scared of death. No?
Scared isn't the word I'd use.
And yet you do not wish for me to kill you.
There's still work to be done.
It's a very fair point, but the knowledge that there is always the next day to do work is a comfort as much as it is a burden. There's work to be done, but you are here. Why is that?
Because the work required more materials.
I've been hearing that the work requires more materials for some time now.
Well, I'm just gonna go keep looking around if you're not going to try to kill me.
What are you looking for?
Passage that goes deeper?
You trying to find something the castle itself has forgotten? Possibly. You are digging deeper.
Well, really, I was trying to find Donovan, but
Oh,
that's...
done. He's such a good talker. A little crisp and blunt. You did not enjoy sitting down and having a less than straightforward conversation, but I do remember the conversations I was able to have with him quite well. So. Well,
You wouldn't happen to know how to get down there, would you?
I believe I was indisposed at the time that down there was available.
Well, that doesn't mean you don't know how to get there.
True. Very true. I probably know where his body lies.
Do you feel like sharing that information?
Maybe. But not today. Today has been a very tiring day. I have met you and, well, came here in the first place. It has been a very busy day.
And you'll just be hanging out here until whatever's supposed to happen happens?
When it happens, I should be here for it. I've already done my part. If you... I don't know, maybe if I'm less exhausted, I could give you a bit of a walk around. I see no need to hold any general fear, as long as you are not threatening students. Everything that I have done has already been done.
Do you mind showing me around your academy?
Unfortunately, I don't think a lot of my colleagues wish for you to be around. Otherwise, it would have been no issue.
Well, I'm gonna go now.
Of course.
Good talk though. I'm gonna go ahead and cast teleport. And hold on, I have a thought. It's probably a dumb thought that won't work, but I can try it. So for teleport, what? I haven't got a description or nothing about where his body's at. I couldn't just say where Donovan's body lays, could I?
You couldn't do what to find where his body lays?
You could try, but
Attempt to teleport there.
the mishap.
If
so
you
big.
mishap this,
Oh,
you
yeah.
will die.
Why would I die?
Because
you're
a
gonna
mishap
clip
is
into
a mile underground.
It's fine.
Zex just
How,
fucking
what's
kills
the,
himself right
What's
here.
what's the
what's
odds?
the
Is this
percentage?
considered description? It's like a 25% chance of actual survival. Mishap
like
is
that
just, I don't
chance.
think I go anywhere, do I?
Mishap is you'll start clipping through walls until you get somewhere, I think.
Oh, you just re-roll on the table if
Mhm.
the mishap happens.
And it
I
will
take
keep
damage.
happening. It's a
The
50%
only-
chance each time.
The only one that actually kills me straight up is off target.
So, where do you teleport
I
to?
think. So there's a 25% chance of death. Sure, let's give it a go. Do you want to roll or do you want me to roll?
I don't want you to be doing this, but go off.
I mean, yeah, my vote is that nobody rolls and that this just like doesn't happen. But you know,
Come on.
we go
Fuck
as
it.
we go.
For
Fuck it,
one
we ball.
moment, for one
Yeah.
moment, I think he should do it. Because my reasoning here is he's death warded. It's gonna give him iframes for about 6 seconds.
Exactly.
Outta here. He's gonna get iframes for about 6 seconds.
I have to. I have to check something.
Because Death Ward will just drop me to 1 hit point.
It will.
So the question is, will I get shunted? Or will I just attempt to occupy the same space as the dirt?
Okay, so what mishap does?
Oh, I'm not worried about mishap. I can take the damage from mishap.
You're worried about? Well, the thing about mishap.
I'm worried about
is
off
it's
target
going to
because
keep happening, and it's a
not
50%.
necessarily.
No, it's a 50% chance that you will keep getting mishap.
I'm
will
okay with
keep happening.
50%. 50% is fine.
Now, off
It's
target.
not even a 50% chance. It's less than 50% chance. By like 7 percentage points, it looks like.
Oh no.
It's a 43% chance, actually.
It shouldn't shunt you into the ground with off target.
Where is off target? You and your group or the target object appear a random distance away from the target in a random direction. If I'm a mile off, then if I'm a mile off in like just north, then I'm going to be put into dirt.
You have to inhabit a space. It's not gonna drop you into it. Like teleportation magic cannot throw you to an already occupied space.
It will shunt you for a massive
It's going
amount
to
of damage.
shut you, and it's gonna hurt.
Just let him do it.
damage?
I think it's like 10 d10s or some shit like that.
Oh, I can take that damage. We'll be
It-
fine.
Just let him do
I
it.
don't know.
I'm an idiot. Let him do it.
I mean, I want him to do it because it's funny.
So I roll, you roll.
Oh boy.
But if you roll, I want you to use your
Fuck it,
dock
Don't
dice.
make me roll.
Oh, the dock dice.
Yeah, because you've told me you roll really well with those.
I do roll really well with them. Okay. Okay. I'm looking up a ruling really quick. Okay. Sure. Let's roll. Okay.
You gonna tell me what you rolled?
Hmm. You So this does technically save you from death.
Similar area.
Um
Sucks.
you attempt to you attempt to wrench yourself somewhere, and you're envisioning just underneath. What description would you use as you're thinking this in your mind? Because that's what you've got, a description.
I'm thinking of catacombs, and I'm thinking of like the like skeleton of a dragonborn, because that's what he was, right?
Yeah. The catacomb
Just
and a skeleton of a dragon.
Catacombs under Greywall. Like, we've been in the sewer system. I don't know if we ever made it to catacombs.
Mm-hmm. You
Sort of similar to like Dentor almost. Not quite that, less dead bodies, but that like style.
You in this split second envision this. You will yourself, and you can feel the small like push in sensation as the magic begins to shift you somewhere. And then all of a sudden it feels like a board of nails has raked across your skin. You feel this pulling sensation, and you immediately stumble forward, and your knees hit marble as you cough and spit up this small gout of blood. You are going to take 11 points of force damage as you are put into this. You see this flash of deep blue black arcane light, and as you look at the floor that you've just spat up blood on, you haven't moved.
Mishap causes a reroll, though.
You can make an Arcana check.
So Losey's still here, just
Oh,
staring
he's
at
just looking at you. In his eyes, you've just said, "I'm gonna go," and then coughed up blood and fell over.
Arcana, you said?
Arcana.
18.
18. Teleportation is a very, very powerful form of magic. And so it makes sense that there are defenses against it.
That sucks.
You saw arcane light. You've never seen arcane light mid-teleport before. Something interrupted you. Something stopped the teleport.
It wasn't a counterspell, though, yeah.
It was not. Counterspells don't hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
And Solozzi doesn't look like he's done anything.
That sucked. Okay, well.
Well,
I'm just gonna search the last quarter of the castle now.
he just kind of watches as you kind of walk past him towards the back quarter of the castle. And he just kind of silently walks about 30 feet behind you.
He's just following
He's
me?
just following you.
That's a natural 20 investigation.
Okay. You move through all of this. You kind of feeling the walls. Solozzi doesn't say anything. He's not making fun of you. He's not pointing things out. He's just watching. And you actually are able to slightly read his face. There's no worry, there's nothing, and it's not from a stone cold exterior. You realize he's not worried about you finding anything, and he's not trying to offer any deals for finding stuff because he knows that he knows what you're looking for, and he knows that you're not going to find it here.
There's nothing to find. Can I, in reference to the castle or in reference to, like, this specific area?
I would say with a natural 20, the castle doesn't matter.
Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and make my way underground. I'm going to... I don't even remember what the underground was called, but behind the herbalist shop is where we went in, if I remember correctly.
You're just going to go walk through Greywall?
Oh, yes. How long would it take me to get down there? From the
I mean, you're probably hitting, like, probably 6 hours at this point.
They're not worried at all? No sendings? That's fine.
Since 6 hours are passing, we can move towards the other 4.
Sure.
I'm sure that's plenty of time for you guys to come up with something.
He's been
Probably.
in the back channels laughing at him, so no.
I mean, well, fuck, we're just in the map room, right?
You're in the entryway, yeah.
What if we
Sure.
shrink someone down? They just teleport them directly into Laggy's skull. It'd be funny, right? If we just Ant-Man this?
Oh boy.
So,
Seen the inside of Lackham's mouth, right?
so as it appears we are moving towards fighting Pokhot, we need to think about our actual plan for fighting Pokhot. After talking with Mistra last night, it seems our best option is to move as quickly as possible. I propose at the beginning of us fighting Pokhot, Gil launches off his dragon breath from the sword, and I'll launch off a wand of fireballs right after that.
I hate to break it to you, but this just sounds like most any other fight within the past couple days.
Complication. If he's surrounded by people that are charmed, they will die in the process. Which at this point, I guess we can say can't be avoided, but no one, not even us, would survive that.
In my eyes, that's what has to be done. These people are gonna die regardless, it seems. So why don't we kill a few of them?
I mean, if we can goad him into a show,
That's
I'm
what
sure
I
we
was
could
gonna bring up.
possibly get him to just let the people of Sabline be an audience.
And if we can't,
If he's as much of an entertainer as he's been described to us, he will.
But on the off chance that we can't, well, we've been apprehensive to the term hero so far.
I have no problems killing these civilians, but do either of you, if it comes down to it, if this showmanship isn't all that we think he is?
I would rather not, but we might not have that option.
The life of one is not worth the life of the many. As much as I hate to say it, if it gets this done faster, it's a consequence we'll have to pay for. I prefer not to.
But if the goading him doesn't work, it seems like that might be our only option.
I mean, if the goading him doesn't work, we'll have to kill him and everyone in the city because he's going to throw them all at us at one time.
We may not have to kill all of them, but a majority seems likely.
More
And
than
we're
we'd like.
just as bad as the rest of them. And we end up coming out of the encounter with a net loss.
And the alternative being what? Let him live? Let the rest of them live?
Not lost, but we're at least not. At least we're not trying to destroy the world.
Thank you.
Those are the options. I think to myself of some things that I could provide to mitigate certain things. And it's at this point where I have to ask JC out of character again. If I begin casting Forbiddance and we get teleported directly onto him, will the Forbiddance work properly?
I don't think you can hold concentration through teleportation, and concentration is something that is required during casting time, like of many casting.
Why can't I?
Because I've said
think-
so.
I think you should allow me to make the concentration roll.
Damn, bro, I really like that answer, JC.
Thanks.
I pose that I should be able to make the roll.
Just a classic because.
Because
It's like, what do you mean because? Because.
I gotta
Just because.
I gotta drop the thing.
I mean, I think I could buy you the casting time.
10 full minutes just for something that may or may not benefit us.
It's worth a shot.
How much range do you have?
How much range do I have?
How much range does Rem have? If we can keep him at a distance, it buys us more time.
40,000 square feet.
So then it sounds like we can buy you time, but if you stay at a distance, then it buys you more time.
Yes. The complication I bring up with this is that I could do this and it will work, and then we can just approach him after performing it. But if we get attacked in the middle, we'll just be killing people for no reason. We won't even be doing actual damage to him.
if we teleport on top of him and start talking,
You really think he's gonna let me get a spell off? Keep in mind, all Forbiddance does is it prevents him from teleporting inside of it, and it's going to damage him as long as he's inside of it. He could also just dispel it, and it may not be worth our time. But I can't think of anything else. The only other option would be Magic Circle, and I doubt that's going to do very much for us in this capacity anyway.
It sounds like we need to do what we've been doing this whole time and just take them on head to head. Just simple combat.
Let's wait for Zex to get back and see what he thinks. By the way, I should probably try to reach out to him. He's been gone for a long time.
it has been 6 hours, hasn't it, huh?
Oh yeah. We're gonna use that sending spell. Like, hey, you up? I'll let him know. Doing some planning for the fight. You've been gone a long time. Status report. It's less than 25, but I don't like talking to Zex anyway. I only called him a friend because God was watching.
It's the only time it matters.
No, I'm joking.
Fine, I see how it is. How long in was this? Sorry.
What?
How long in was this?
That's JC's discretion.
How what?
How long into Zex leaving?
We'll say like you're about to like walk through Greywall. You're like I'm gonna go to the underground.
Okay, cool. Got the rubies, ran into Solozi, am now walking through Greywall. Yeah, that's what, 11? That's good enough.
He what? And you guys just see Rem have this visible, just like change of face, like what? He says he ran. We gotta roll the percentage first. High or low? I'll do it this time.
Hi.
Okay, it wouldn't have mattered. It goes through, but one of these days it won't, and that's gonna be the one that matters the most.
It'll be the
We've
most
had that work
important of them all.
What was the question?
Right now,
I didn't have it.
yeah, Rem's just sputtering. He's like,
I did tell you he ran into Solozi, and apparently he's walking through town for some reason.
Oh, I need
I
to
hate
get
to
booze.
say,
We're
but
bringing
I feel like one of those two is a lie.
Should we bring him back?
We can't bring him back if we don't know exactly where he is. If he doesn't get to where the doctor can grab him, there's nothing I can do.
Oh, that's
He'll
all
be
we can do
alright.
is wait and keep planning.
Wait for him to
And-
leave the city.
And if he's not alright, then nah, it doesn't matter.
He sounds all right. I don't know exactly what's happened, but it seems that Solozi hasn't immediately killed him. He didn't sound exhausted or exasperated or anything like that. It sounds like he was just walking through town. We should check the orb. Maybe something. Let's go ponder our orb, I guess. While
you're
we
gonna go
talk about
ponder
plans.
the outside of Greywall orb.
I'm sure he has something
Let's-
that's
let's
inside the
ponder.
city.
The only orbs that have been
Orb.
shown to you guys are the ones that are outside, like on the borders of towns.
We have not seen all the orbs.
That is also true.
Ooh.
Is Roxy awake?
It's worth noting, Roxy had come out through that room that like Rem had been communing in, and she's been kind of milling around. You guys kind of go over to the orb room, and she kind of immediately springs up and goes over as it's been the one thing that she's kind of been able to do. As all of you filter into the orb room. So, you know where the one that's on the outside of Greywall is. What do you do?
Ponder.
We'll
You're just
ask the
staring
master
at the wall of
pondering
orbs?
Rock,
and ask
Rock,
her.
do you know if there's an orb for inside of Greywall?
Okay. So, I mean, there probably is, but a lot of the ones that were inside got broken, dispelled, shattered. I think, and she kind of puts her foot on the shelf and boosts herself up a half a foot to grab one that's kind of higher. You know, just thinking they're all in the same row, and she kind of slides down, looks at it. Just roll a dice. Nope. Jumps, puts that one back up, shifts over to the right, grabs. Nope, and puts that one up, goes to the left, grabs.
I feel like this is gonna be happening for a long time.
This time she grabs it, slides down, looks in it. Of all the places that a scry wouldn't have been destroyed or dispelled, I wouldn't have thought. He hands it to you. God damn it. I'm a boy. Roxy's a girl. Suna, Roxy, she hands it to you.
Okay, I will ponder the
As
orb.
you ponder the orb, your essence. No. It's the fountain in the middle of Greywall. You can see.
Do I see our boy?
I can say for right now, of the time that you guys were discussing battle plans and doing all that stuff, yeah, you look through and you can see him on the north side of the actual marketplace square, the massive square of destroyed booths. You can see the blackened tower that Lackham had deployed her undead from, that Rem had smited away. You can see not many remains are in the actual square, but there is still like decomposed bits around, as well as just broken and dislodged stone. And you can see just one lone figure kind of walking southward from the north side of the square.
Actually, talking to Rem reminded me, I need to hit the mage's mug so I can get booze, if there's any left in there.
There's going to be booze there.
I
Yeah.
found.
You see him.
Oh, hey,
you see
I
him
found my boy.
divert, going
Going to the
going
bar?
westward. Yeah, going to the bar. It's on the top, the northwestern side of the square. So you see Zex going to a bar.
Is Solozzi
So,
still following
going to
him?
get a drink.
Solozzi is not following him. It is just Zex.
Do not see Solozzi. I guess, We could try to get him. Comes when he finishes his drink.
What, you mean I create the door at the door of the bar?
I don't know.
Greywall is the city that I'm most familiar with out of all of the Papihos cities, so theoretically it could be done. Also, it doesn't look like there are many things that would venture to sneak their way into the demiplane, which is the main concern when I make them in the first place.
High or low?
Also, when did you get in here?
Oh, I'm just here.
High
This
or
is
low?
my house.
I
Did
thought
you-
you were in the other room.
I have ears, and you guys are talking about pondering orbs. Did you expect anything less?
I mean, I don't know. I didn't hear you come in.
This is my house. What do you
That's not the point.
My house.
What do you want?
My orbs. You
What do you-
call me weird.
What do you want from me?
I want a high or low. Yeah, it
Low.
doesn't matter.
Low.
This thing goes through. I'll let him know. We see you at the bar. Not sure why you're there. We can grab you out now. Let us know.
Am grabbing extra alcohol for my amulet. Don't grab me yet. We'll let you know when.
I mean, I guess the bar's the pickup spot then. As far as I can tell, that's what's happening.
Okay.
That's all I got.
All
Goes
right.
back to Zex, I guess.
We're at a stage where if someone wants to speak up and say something, please do.
If no one else has anything, I'll do it, but I've already taken up a lot of time, so I want to wait and see.
No, go do your shit.
Fair enough. Okay. I'll just grab... What's in here?
There's assorted ales and meads, most of like amber liquids that would get you drunk.
Let's grab the best meads I can find, but I don't know enough about meads to know what's best, so I guess I'll just grab whatever's on the top shelf.
All right, you can see this kind of golden clasped bottle, and you grab a couple of those.
Let's
Good
get enough for like 12 more hits on the amulet.
So 3 bottles.
So 3 bottles. Is there a label on this?
This is how. So you can see it's like these kind of stout. You could probably cup the bottom of it in like the palm of your hand of the glass bottle, and it rises up to about 2/3 of the height of a wine bottle. And the top of it is rounded off with a clasp lid, almost like a refillable. However, this just has the like this kind of not. I'm trying to think of a good green color, but I can't. The specific color doesn't come to my mind, but like this, I guess, emerald-esque green inscribed
Is this the color
into
of a Jameson bottle? Is that what you're going for here?
Just
This is,
into the side.
this is like a Jaeger bottle?
Into the side of the bottle of this like large inscribed G into the bottle. It's fancy.
Does this look like ale or mead?
This looks like mead. I'm
Okay.
now going to look up a Jameson bottle.
Yeah, look at the Jaeger bottle.
Okay, so I just put down 12 pints of mead because that's what we got.
Okay.
And then I'll start walking towards the catacombs or the sewers or wherever it is, because sewers turn into catacombs sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
In Paris, they turn into catacombs.
That's true.
That is the fringe instance.
That's
We
because a
are
lot of
not
people
in
die. Oh
Paris.
wait. Okay. Suna, you see him exit the bar and begin heading south.
Bro, he's exiting the bar and going south.
All right. Zex,
Yes.
you descend into the underground of Greywall.
Is it full of undead?
It is it is not full of undead. Are you just wandering around, or are you going to the one spot in the underground that you knew, that the market for the blades that you had taken out? Like way back when.
I remember the market because that's where I got my shackles.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm thinking on the route down there, are there any areas of it that look like they're made of like older stone or anything like that? Some way I could get a direction to head.
You look at the stones. Let's say you start by heading out of the market and you're looking along the wall to see whether the stone turns newer or older to get kind of a heading. Unfortunately, as you do this, there's no need for a roll. There is no seemingly older stone as you move through. Like, there are spots where it's more worn, but like, and you check those out, see if there's anything suspicious, but there's no like getting gradually older.
Not anywhere that I can see.
There is no like perceived pattern of getting older that you're looking for now.
Okie dokie. Well, I'll head back to where the people were then.
Okay. You move towards where that market was. Your footsteps kind of getting drowned out by the small stream of water that runs through the center. If you remember that, because this is still a sewer, there are right now it is just actual water that is flowing through this underground river that has been created from the city. And as you actually step into the market, you can see a lot of the shacks seem to have been torn apart, torn down quickly. People have abandoned things, but for the people down here, most of the things that they have deemed not good enough to take are worth less than nothing to you. So as you're picking apart, you can see like broken boards that have been not broken at the time probably, but left there just because they had them on hand. You can see bent out chunks of iron and scrap. You can see small bits of cloth that have been left behind, collected in a basket, and you hear the sound of a leather boot scrape against the stone.
Now I'm going to cast invisibility because last time I heard footsteps, it was someone I didn't really want to deal with.
Make a perception check.
Okay. Does the invisibility go off though?
Yes.
Okay. Do I need to roll stealth first or just perception?
You can roll your perception first and then roll your stealth. And then I will do the opposite of that. Okay.
Perception is a 23.
Okay.
Stealth is a 29.
You immediately freeze, go invisible, and you look around. Your unseen eyes immediately track down, and you can see the hint of a black boot, not properly dulled down, a small shine of polish. As the figure kind of turns the corner, you can see someone with a hood pulled up over their head of a black and gray cloak, as well as a, not balaclava, but just a scarf around the bottom of their face. You can see a small hand crossbow that's currently clutched in their hands as they just slowly lean around the corner, as they were hearing you walking before you had stealthed, but they don't see anything right now.
It's got the boots on. They didn't hear anything.
Yeah, my boots get rid of all that sound. I guess I could hear me touching the walls, but
Scanning the
I don't know
walls
how
for
much
shit.
noise that be.
Just going,
Anyway, I can't see under their cloak,
The point is, you can see them, they can't see you.
and I cannot see underneath their cloak.
You do not know who this is, no.
But can I see their face?
You can see the kind of top ridge of their eyes. It's a little far away to make fine details. You can tell that they are, of course, a humanoid shape. They're standing about like 5'6", and well, yeah, this isn't going to do much for you, but they are. You can see in that part, the ridge that is not obscured by the scarf, there is this dark black and gray fur. They're a tabaxin.
It's not Solozi again, though, is it?
No, Solozi is a more like tan whitish. Was it calico colored?
Okay.
This one is not.
I'm gonna pull out my Hood of Darkness,
Mm-hmm.
throw that over my face, and can I use thaumaturgy to, like, change the pitch of my voice? So it can...
I will warn you, as soon as you cast thaumaturgy, invisibility does go away.
Yep, I'm aware.
You can definitely make it boom, and with the echo, it might be hard to recognize. I don't know all the
Well,
things.
I don't wanna frighten them. I just want to, like, change it slightly.
Change slightly. I mean, you could also just, like, you're a bard, you could probably modify your voice manually pretty easily.
Alright, I'll just do that then. And I'll drop invisibility.
Okay. What do you say?
Hello there.
The figure immediately, like, snaps the crossbow over to you and then stops. Oh, Jesus. And then kind of mutters something. Do you speak Sylvan?
Nope.
Okay,
My languages are Common, Infernal, and Draconic.
he mutters something.
I speak Sylvan if I'm present.
You are.
You're in another plane.
Damn it! Damn it! First thing I say all session, and I'm not even present for it. It's fine.
As he does that, mutters, wipes some, like, kind of wipes on his brow. It's not to clear off sweat, just more like a nervous tick-looking thing, almost as if like he's scratching his brow, and then kind of lowers the hand crossbow. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm looking for an entrance to the catacombs that I'm thinking are underneath Greywall somewhere. What are you doing here?
Does that fucking matter? There's shit up on the streets.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I'm sure there's not anymore. Well, you're not rotting, so friends for the moment. And he clips the handle of the hand crossbow onto his belt. Loosens and makes sure that there's no longer any tension on it, pulling the bolt out and sticking it in a quiver.
Okay. You wouldn't happen to know how to get into, like, an older section of the sewers, would you?
The entire section of the sewers is old. What more do you want?
I'm trying to go deeper.
You're trying to go deeper. And are you trying to be like a sort of grave robber that doesn't know history?
Not exactly.
Most of the bodies are buried out in, like, the people were buried out north past the castle.
I'm looking for one body in particular.
Oh, must be a very important body.
You could say that.
Yeah, you can say that. Oh. What group do you run with? I don't recognize you.
I'll pull off the hood. That's fine. How about now?
I think I was. You know how the city's raised to the ground, and so everything's kind of been called off. So no hard feelings, right? No. I want you to be aware of this before I divulge any information.
No hard feelings.
Yeah, I was planning to rob your house, I think.
I can't imagine that went very well for you.
I didn't get the chance. The word blew up. So.
Yeah, it did. What's your name?
Sivan.
Sivan. I'm Zex, but I think you already knew that.
I do know who you are, and that's why I had to clarify I'm not holding any grudges before I clarified. Yeah, normally you'd be the scariest thing the gods could send down here, but, you saying there's nothing on the surface actually has me somewhat believing you now.
Yeah, we kind of took care of all that.
Yeah. So, you're trying to find a catacomb?
Yes.
And I do hate to tell you, I do not believe there are any catacombs underneath Greywall. Never did that, as far as I know.
I know for a fact there's something underneath Greywall.
Well, yeah, you're in it. It's the sewers.
Below the sewers.
There's nothing below the sewers.
There is.
You're wasting your time, grave robber. Trust me, if there was anything worthwhile here that wasn't being protected by a family, you'd be... like, I would already have it.
Well, you seem pretty skilled, especially if you were considering robbing, my house.
Yeah.
Why don't I leave you here for a while and maybe check up on you later? Why don't you do some looking around and see if you can find an entrance to what lies below the sewers?
Do you want me to do charity work for you, huh?
How much money do I have? I've been asking for this for a long time. Do I have enough to bribe this guy?
You definitely have in the thousands of gold, I'm pretty sure.
I'll pull out I'm going to assume I have some in platinum.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pull out, I don't know, 100 platinum if I have that. If I have thousands of gold.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll pull out 100 platinum.
Okay.
Is that enough to not consider it to be charity work?
We can call it charity work, and you can call that a donation.
Works for me, as long as you keep an eye out.
Sorry, at your service. And he kind of steps over, holds out his paw.
I'll hand him the 100 platinum.
He just takes it and quickly slips it underneath. You can see he folds out this pocket that's in his trousers on the inside, pours the coins in, and kind of sets it there. And then he basically kind of quarters that coin and puts it into 4 separate pockets. At your service.
Well, like I said, just look around for any entrances to get below where the sewers are. It might not be in the sewers. It could be elsewhere in Greywall. But
Oh.
there is something down there. Also, keep an eye out for a calico tabaxi. If you see him, go the other way.
All right. Sounds interesting.
Not the kind of interesting that you'd be interested in.
All right. That's a pretty generous donation, so I'll take your words with a little bit of salt, but not too much.
Right. Well, I'm gonna be off. I have, things to do, demigods to kill, places to be. And I'll cast teleport back into the mage's mug.
Okay.
You're gonna make me roll for it?
Yes.
Do you want to roll it again, or do you want me to?
I can roll.
Okay.
Let's see. Familiar. Oh, God.
Did you roll a mishap on me?
I rolled a 22, which is off target.
That's fine. How far off am I? I wasn't going that far.
The big thing is you're going like a couple miles, so you teleport and you're about 37% off, so you'll just teleport into the square. It's not that
Okay, well, I'll just walk the rest of the way in.
Bad teleport number. All right. The orb is, or I guess, Zex, you've still got the sending.
Yep, so I'll go ahead and sending Rem. Hey, Rem, done in Greywall. Ready to be picked up in the Mage's Mug.
All right, and I'll just pass this along as we can get picked up.
Okay. Zex, you can see the door forming next to the Mage's Mug, and as it opens, you can see the kind of dull lighting of the demiplane peek through.
I'll walk on in there.
All right, you step inside, and the 5 of you are back together.
I'll pull the box of rubies out of the bag of holding, give them to Rem. Or I guess the 3 rubies, because I didn't take the whole box.
Mm-hmm.
Would you believe the plan has changed?
How drastically?
Enough.
Barely.
Here to fill me in?
Well, I'll let you guys do that.
Well, shit, after discussing it, it seems best we go in as normal. Maybe talk to him a little bit, see if we can goad him into just letting the citizens of Sabline act as an audience. But otherwise...
What if that falls through? We're not going to just kill normal people, are we?
Yes.
We're gonna
That's what we have to do. If you have a problem with it, you don't have to, but some of us don't have.
Your magic wouldn't really catch anyone else in the crossfires, but not everyone has that luxury. You probably will. It's a consequence that we have to take. We're going to attempt to mitigate it as much as possible, but it's just what we have to deal with.
Okay.
If we have to sacrifice the city for the world, that's a sacrifice we'll have to take.
So be it, I guess.
Is there any other conversation, any other preparation that you guys will take before today is over and you take your rest?
So, just so that we're all on the same page, tomorrow, we'll ask the doctor how far we can get into the town, and it's probably just the outskirts. And then we're going to have to go through the town amidst all the people to get to him at the center.
You can fly in your broom, yeah?
Yes.
Let me see how high up I'd have to upcast fly in order to get everyone else flying real quick.
JC, I would like to just kind of like, I'm assuming I'm gonna have time in the morning, but I want to make sure that like if I don't, I want to cast oh geez, I forget which one. Both basically the same, but they're so different.
It's either clairvoyance or like the wheel woe.
Yeah,
Augury.
Thank you. I wanna cast that in the morning.
Okay.
Just it has to be within 30 minutes, so at least 30 minutes before we leave.
So something will happen before that, because if you remember, Dee said that you should use the platter an hour before you plan on going.
Oh, it was an hour, wasn't it? Oh,
Like
okay.
an hour or more
Then-
before you plan on going.
Well, then we have plenty of time. Don't even worry about it.
All right. If nothing else is said, then you all go to sleep for the night.
Sure.
Okay. You all uneasily bed down, each of you feeling different about the outcomes of the day. Sleep, although I would say none of you quite managed to have peaceful sleep, is had by everyone in the group. Slowly, one by one, you all wake up. You each stir before Nime, you kind of wake up and you can hear the small clinking of vials. And as your eyes awake, you can see Azumi is tucking 2 red vials into your waist bag.
Like health potions?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You have 2 extra potions of healing.
Perfect. While he's tucking them in the bag, Nime is going to sit. I'm assuming she's laying down like on the ground right now,
Mhm.
right? Okay. She's going to sit up and say, "Thank you. I don't know how many you made, but that's going to be really helpful."
I'm doing what I can, and making sure that you can do the best you can.
It means a lot. How does your leg feel?
It's numb. And to be really nice, even though Helminia didn't say it, you did regenerate.
Yes.
As the leg comes back, but the section of his gi, the pants on his gi, did not come back. So he's just got that bare leg there now, and you can see that it's slightly lighter color, as it hasn't been exposed to the sun. But you can see him like flex his toes and move his ankle around, like spin his ankle. But it's working well, and it's a lot better accommodations.
Perfect. I'm really glad to hear it. Did Nime successfully tinker that brace?
You did successfully tinker that brace.
Did she already give it to him within the last day?
If you didn't want to, you can give it to him now.
I do want to give it to him now. I did end up making this for you. I hope that it'll help a little bit. I could imagine it's weird to have it back.
Well, as long as all the feeling in the nerves come back, I feel like it'll work like new, but thank you. And he kind of draws you, kind of grabs your shoulder and draws you into his right shoulder in an embrace.
I'm gonna full force hug him and just be happy.
You two kind of take this moment. The rest of you kind of pull awake. Rem, you can have that golden platter that is out and about, ready to be used. Gil, you're kind of weighing the time until you cast Augury. And the morning is yours. What choices do you wish to make?
I'm just waiting. That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm assuming we've all gathered into the entryway again.
Yeah, you've all slept in the entryway this time. No one said anything different. Rem, would you like to set down the platter?
I'm swapping spells right now, so I kind of want to get that set up before I launch us into something, just so that we're all honest here.
Okay.
But I don't think I'm going to change anything that's like too relevant. So yeah, I'll put the platter down.
The platter gets set down in the area you guys cleared before the prior day to summon D, and you watch as the plate kind of warms even as you're setting it down, and then begins to expand. The middle turns into this wood as the edges become this gilded gold of a table that moves up perfectly to accommodate a dozen people. On this table sprouts different drinks and foods. You can see different sausages and bread and fruits and vegetables, coffees, water, juices, all flow upwards, and each of them shimmer with a bit of divine light. All of a sudden, the room is filled with the aroma of expertly cooked and spiced meats.
I mean, I'm gonna start eating the food. I'm gonna be honest.
Gil picks up a fistful of breakfast food, and as you bite into it, this is immediately this perfectly cooked, wonderfully spiced breakfast sausage. And to say it was an expertly cooked meal is an understatement. And as you begin to dine at the banquet, the rest of the group kind of see Gil's skin begins to lightly shimmer. If someone is watching him head on, you can see some slight glow around his eyes and ears. As
Do I feel this?
you do, you feel this overwhelming warmth. And Gilgamesh, you begin gaining some extra properties.
Oh.
Anyone who wishes to indulge in the breakfast, please speak now.
Consume.
Okay, I'll take a breakfast burrito.
Yeah, now
That's good.
Breakfast
now you
burrito.
guys want to eat it, huh? Now you.
I mean, I knew what this was. I know what this is because I thought about using this myself was the thing. As I was planning throughout the week.
All right.
Actually,
Get
kind of
the other
interesting.
3 in here real
All
quick.
of you eat at the table. Roxy, there's more than double the amount of food that you guys can eat.
They can consume.
So Roxy can eat. All of you guys gain 15 extra temporary hit points. And every single one of you gains any disease and poisons are gone. You're immune to poison damage. You're immune to the frightened condition. All saving throws for wisdom are made with advantage now. Actually, I read that wrong. You don't gain 15 temporary hit points. Your hit point maximum increases by 15, and you gain those 15 hit points. So you're at max health with 15 extra.
Permanently?
For right now, this lasts for a day.
Huh. How about that?
Roxy gets to almost double her health.
Oh, please don't say that. Please don't say that. We were talking about the other day, if Suna dies, we got to throw Roxy, and we don't want to throw a level 3 rogue into the shit show, but we will if we got it.
All right. As all of you throughout this hour indulge in breakfast, Gilgamesh, you started eating before everyone else, and you've are able to finish eating before the rest as well. I'm not pulling you aside to be mean. I'm like, if you want to do your augury.
Oh, I thought something was happening. I got scared.
Your head explodes.
Oh no!
You
It's all a
become
trap.
part of the
What
feast.
the hell? What the fuck was in that burrito?
That was definitely the bomb.
I was gonna
usually
say that
happens
shit was
at the
the
other
bomb.
What the hell?
What the hell?
So yeah, are we? We're going to be essentially starting to do things within half an hour. Like, hold on, let me.
I do believe,
the-
unless if you guys don't plan on going to Sabline after you eat the breakfast.
This says about the result of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes.
Okay.
I mean,
do you guys plan on going there in 30
I was
minutes?
gonna say, as far as I'm concerned, it's within the next 30.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, we need to be moving, like, soon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I mean,
I want to take a nap first.
I'm gonna cast it anyway.
Okay.
Takes 1 minute. And your options are wheel, woe, both, or nothing.
The best divination spell ever. This is either good, bad, both, or nothing.
I mean,
This is very cool.
It's like, it's pretty, you know, it's pretty
Cor's like,
succinct. He's like,
Oh, I
oh.
don't fucking know. You got some weirdos with
Life
you, man.
is full of good things and bad things.
Hmm.
Most of the time, both are happening at once.
It's
Therefore,
like, it's wheel and woe, because good and bad are interpretive of what you
you're like,
think
should
they
I get an
are.
ice cream? Wheel and woe. The wheel is you have ice cream. The woe is in a couple minutes you will no longer have ice cream.
This is why I never picked up the damn spell ever.
I didn't have a choice.
I knew this shit was
listen.
gonna go like this.
I just work here.
It just depends on the question, man.
This is something that you use as like street magic for people that are gonna ask out their crush. You're basically like, am I gonna die by God's hand? And he's like, I don't fucking know. I'm still not sure if the little
Bruh.
one's gonna blow up yet. I don't know.
He's gonna pop like a cork. All right, what's your question?
Okay. I mean, course of action. You know, we're gonna be fighting. What does Mr. Man think about what's gonna happen?
About fighting?
It's the course of action within the next 30 minutes. So, the specific course of
Did ask
action is,
him
Bruh,
specifically about taunting him.
yeah, like we're gonna,
See if
yeah,
that's gonna work.
we're gonna basically challenge him to like a, yeah, showmanship, basically. So
Showmanship.
how is that going to turn out? Is like feeding into his ego, basically.
Mm-hmm. Feeding into his ego.
Yeah.
Feeding into his ego would be wheel. I was like, there's not going to be nearly any question that you could give me that wouldn't be wheel and woe.
Yeah.
Being just like, yo, is preying on his weakness a good idea? Yeah.
Like I mean, I don't.
Yes. Good.
But now it's less speculatory, so that's good.
All right.
I do at some point, whether on our way there or something, I do want to Rem tide and like let him know that like, things likely will go well.
Hey, can I tell you a secret? That spell specifically has a clause that says this does not include any outcome that may happen dependent upon spells that are cast. You literally learned fuck all, but I appreciate the vote of confidence.
This is Rem going like, Zek's doing information gathering, and Gil going like, yo, lightning god, this chill, and the lightning god just goes, yeah, and you go, hell yeah. Yes, the god of war wants you to wage war on the ascendant.
God of war said war.
How surprising is that?
I don't know. But you all are in the entryway. You've all gained your temp HP. That is actually an increase to your hit point maximum, as well as the advantage on wisdom saves and immunity to poison and frightened. What's next?
Gate.
All right.
Gate.
Okay. On the outside of the city on the water.
On the water.
You just want to be in the ocean. Got you. Straight into the ocean. He begins to
starts flooding.
he begins to trace the golden lines of the door, and as the arcane barrier kind of moves away and you guys can see into Sabline, your noses fill with the smell of the sea, and your ears hear the soft sounds of music. Soft cheering can be heard, and for anything else, it appears you're late to the party. You guys
we better get moving.
step through one by one the door. Do you take the golem with you?
Yes, of course. Speaking of which, oh, I should have mentioned you should have put healing spells into him, but whoops, forgot.
You could have did that yesterday while you just had downtime.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
I mean, we're not
So-
too late. You talked about it at the beginning.
So, the six of you now have stepped through. And the last image you can see from the other side, the doctor slightly highlighted in golden light as he closes the door. And the six of you are now left on the outskirts of Sabline.
Well, let's start heading towards the middle then.
Okay.
Start playing.
You all begin walking. The sound picks up ever so slightly. You can hear as it comes in. It's very drum based. The sound of these wooden drumsticks banging against both the actual skin of a drum as well as you can hear banging on the side of buildings. It's very rhythmic. Very light pitched and lovely. If you didn't know what was going on within the town, you might even like the tune. You can hear whooping, hollering, and cheering coming from the middle of the town. Suna, you can make a quick history check.
Okay, let me pull up the internet. 17.
17. You remember that the kind of slightly offset, but most people call it the middle of town anyway, is the trading house, the auction house within Sabline. Those that bring goods that they don't exactly have a buyer for, bring them into this larger building where people bet and auction off goods. You also know that the auction house stands kind of by itself in a bit of a clearing within the town. That's where you guys are heading.
I hate that.
The biggest the biggest thing that happens, I think I'd like all of you to make perception checks.
Can I stick with my passive?
I would just like you to roll anyway.
30.
Okay.
5.
Sick.
25.
25.
23.
Hold on, I'm making sure that I don't have any weird, like, oh, no, okay. Oh, nothing good. 12.
12.
12.
Sick. There's a quick shift as all of you kind of freeze for a second as the drumming music stops. And then it's picked up again by something more dedicated to a violin and harp. something more that you'd akin to hear in a tavern. This kind of long music echoing through draws away the attention of Gilgamesh and Suna, but Nime, Zex, and Rem, you can see a couple bodies that are kind of thrown off to the side in alleyways, and you can see the feet of these people, the soles of their shoes have actually like worn all the way through, and their feet have been cracked open and cut and ripped up. These people look like they had not eaten, drink, slept in several days. And those of you with exceptionally high perceptions can basically tell with a glance that these people are dead.
He's still moving them while they're dead?
They're not moving. They're just dead bodies in an alleyway.
Oh, I thought they were still dancing.
You're too far away to see dancers. Onward.
Onward.
You all continue moving onward. The cheering and whooping gets louder as the violin gives away to this kind of larger duo between the harp and drums. You all step forward, and the kind of laughing gets louder. Suna, you know that you're just a couple blocks away from the trading house when those of you with higher perceptions, Rem, Nime, Zex, all begin to catch flashes of white and brown and green, and you realize these are flashes of shirts and pants and people as they dance past. You all begin to move up closer until everyone can see there are people holding hands, dancing, swinging each other around in the square. These people that are laughing, smiling, hugging each other. They look completely happy on a surface level. And then as you guys approach one block away, you begin seeing the shallow, the kind of sunken eyes into their head. You can see the bags underneath. You can see the shallow cheeks. You can see the kind of like pulled in stomachs. You can see the blood on the ground where their shoes have worn through. And those of you with insanely high perceptions, Rem, Zex, you can see that their eyes are glassy, unseeing. The music is actually up on top of this larger trade building. You can see now through these sides this kind of black and silver building reinforced with metal and iron along the sides. This building rises up several stories and oversees the square itself. You guys are a block away. What do you do?
Now's about the time that Zex should start playing.
Sure, why not?
And I am going to firmly tap Gil on the back, and something happens.
You hiding this from me?
If you will allow me to, I will, yeah.
All right.
I'll allow
But
it.
I don't have to hide it from you.
No, I think you should.
No, it's okay. Zex, do you start playing a violin?
He's just gonna punish us later for it.
That's why I did it.
You will?
Yep.
All right. Make a performance check.
Be guided. Oh, be guided first. Do the thing, and then I'll tap him. There's complications to this.
Okay, guided first.
Do the thing, and then I'll tap you.
Oh, I don't need the guidance. That's a natural 20 plus
Ugh.
7 plus 1's 28.
You form the swords back into the violin, and immediately you draw the bow across it and begin playing the note of the song you heard the bard play in the Feywild. This slower tune that, even though you're soon to find out you are playing against an entire ensemble of people, the magic of this violin draws forwards and drowns out the harp, the drums, everything playing against you. The people continue to try and dance against it, but you can see some of them kind of slow in their footing. These furrowed brows indicate confusion as some of them just stop and sort of sway side to side. Do you all begin walking forward, or do you stay by Zex?
Wouldn't this gently lull them to sleep?
Stay by Zex.
I'm staying with Zex, but and that's what it did to the Fey folk, and I don't know if it came with the spell that did that, but wouldn't this gently lull these people to sleep if it's overriding the charm, like it did to the Fey things in the Feywild?
Do you begin walking? Zex?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
You all walk out into the square. Facing in front of you, all eyes trained on the 6 of you filtering out into the square. The cobblestone slick with both dried and fresh blood underneath your boots. The glassy eyes of these people, still swaying slightly and grinning to the magic, are completely focused on the violin playing the music. However, all of you can see up top a man with this red jacket that he keeps open at the front, this white skin that moves upward into chiseled jaws, piercing blue eyes, and slicked back, well-kept blonde hair, standing at a comfortable 6.5 feet, looking down from the top of the building. You can see Pokhot. There are a bunch of other people. While the people on the ground seem to be a lot of the fancier people, you can see a couple of somehow even more fancier dressed people standing aside Pokhot, probably some of the wealthier merchants within Sabline, maybe even those who owned a full stake in the trading house. Pokhot himself is aligned with different gems and gold. He has bracelets around his wrists. He has a chain around his neck, and his smile somehow glows brighter than all of it. As he swings out his hands with this grandiose movement. I thought you'd never come. How are you? His voice echoes across the entire square. Zex, do you keep playing?
Yes.
It is worth noting that whatever music he's been making has stopped.
I'll keep playing. No reason not to.
It's so kind of you to guide and show these humble beginning musicians what it's truly like to be an artist. Of course, the tool befits the user as much as any good blacksmith requires a sturdy anvil and a powerful hammer to make his work. However, your heart truly is in it, and I love that. Well, are you all just going to stand there gawking at me? I thought I made some good... Well, I thought I made a good reception for all of you.
You guys want me to do this?
Let's
Yeah.
get this over with. I'll shift the violin.
No,
back.
do it to death.
I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna monologue for a second.
The violin cuts out.
Hearken, O champion of city near the sea. The rabble have roused from the ashes of their failure and come to dance in your grandiose masquerade once more. We desire a second chance to prove our worth, and we desire an audience to see every piece of it. Your reception is welcomed, and we wish to perform. And I will roll whatever you want me to do whatever the thing you want me to do is do.
Doing whatever the thing you want me to do is to do.
Yeah?
You do not talk like that normally. Let's go with perception. Or fuck, what? Performance. Jesus, PE.
Yeah, this is not gonna go well. Can I use persuasion instead? Please. Can I have advantage?
I will
Can I have
give you
something? Throw me a
advantage on performance.
Oh god, I can't wait to roll 2 3s.
Better 2 1s.
I rolled an 8 and a 9, so 11.
11. You can see his smile grows wide, and he goes, "Curious. I actually had a proposal for you all. Now, I do have a wonderful," and he kind of waves his hand, and you can see on that, kind of like a cue, wherever the band is, you assume behind him, picks up slightly and just slowly brings it in. None of you feel any odd effects or anything, but he just seems to want something to enunciate his words. I do so wish to put you into a story of mine. I had you all here to, well, I guess, get the true emotions out. I'm just afraid your heart's not quite in it enough. Now, I've been working very hard to get this all ready for you, and, well, to be fair, you've all got wonderful, well, successes. Now, the good part of it is over. There's a room for constructive criticism, of course. Now, Rem, you're already agonizing over the possible disappearance and abduction of your one true friend that you've made within Greywall that you don't travel with, being taken by one of my acquaintances, of course. Zex, you're torn with not truly knowing what you're doing here and what is happening, and truly I don't care about your side story too much, but your heart is in it and your background music is exceptional. Nime, your story is spectacular. We've got romance, and we've got heartbreak, and we've got, well, just a lovely looking woman with a sword. Suna, well, the tragedy has already encircled you more than enough for me. The entire thing, Gordost filled me in on the entire scene, and must I say, you did a spectacular job. However, Gilgamesh, I do wish to provide you a little extra oomph, you know? I want to really see you shine. And Gil, you see the crowds kind of around this main building part. For the first act of character development I want for you, take a look among those who you are stronger than. Gil, make a perception check.
I hate it here. Why? This is like the third time I've rolled today, and that was such a good roll. Now, you said perception?
Yeah.
So that was a nat 20 for a total of 26.
Gilgamesh.
What?
You look over here. You realize that some of the crowd in the back are no longer alive. There are people that have been lashed to the building.
Oh.
Bodies. You can see some people who look like sailors. You can see some people who look like town's guard. Merchants, townsfolk. But there's one that stands out. You can see a very large and built body. A hand that has been sliced up and open, kind of almost splitting into two separate appendages by how far it's gone. The throat has been cut, and you can see blood moving down the shirt, which has been ripped open by a dozen well-placed slices. The blood mixes very well in with the deep red and green orcish skin. Gilgamesh.
Yeah.
You and the rest of you do recognize the body of Tyron.
God.
Oh, what a wonderful and heroic tryout he had. There's others, of course, but I just figured I had my heart set on you. However, we did have someone who played the part better than the original intended person. Well, I was originally going to have Dearsuna play the part. However, I've found a better person to play the starring heroine. And he kind of just slowly cocks back his head and looks over his shoulder, and you can see a woman step forward on top of the building. She's wearing what looks like used to be a long, green, beautiful gala dress. Except now the bottom half has been torn or cut at around the knees. Her hair is done up beautifully with pins and golden attachments. You can see earrings coming down from her ears. clouded in the most beautiful attire you've ever seen her in. And although she smiles, there is blood pooling from her eyes and mouth as you see Tara step onto the roof and allow Pokhot to wrap his arm around her waist. And now, I think we've got a show. And that's where we're going to end session for tonight.
Fuck. Come on. That's terrible.
Hey,
I mean, God
I
damn
am
it.
undaunted by this because I knew this was going to happen when we were
I
going
mean,
in. So the moment Ren gets to talk, he's going to antagonize the fuck out of this dude. Like, is that the best you have? Killing my friends? Threatening us with the things of our past? When I tell you the rabble came to rouse from the ashes, we are the rabble. This does not matter.
And
Damn. I mean, like, I
The
don't
bloody
know.
toy box does nothing for me.
oh, he didn't care if it did anything to you.
He does nothing for any of us.
Sure.
You're gonna taunt Gil, the man that, kills his friends casually? Because, Tuesday was a little spicy for him?
I don't know. You can work on convincing him all you want, but in the end of the day, it's Alpha's decision. How much that affects him.
Alpha, I am gonna say this: out of all the times that we've wanted you to soften up, this is not one of them. Don't pick now to be an inconvenience.
It'd be really funny though.
Don't waste,
I mean, now that you say that,
don't waste what I've done for you.
it'll.
I have given you something that will help you here.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay. I don't know if I can tell you. I want to keep it a surprise from JC.
Well, then just message me. Like you're doing this to me. I at least want to know what's happening.
All right. Well, thank you everybody so much for watching. Unfortunately, now we're gonna have to wait 2 weeks to get into it. But I've had a great time. We had a bit of more exploration of Greywall. It's discovery that there are people still living underneath Greywall, and talking to D. one of the only members of the original party to keep his sanity. Nice work. But thank you everybody so much for watching. This has been with Jazz, Suzanne, Alpha, James, and Helminia, and we have a wonderful time doing it, and we hope you have a wonderful time watching. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.